Hello and welcome to the BC-CAT Research Factor. This Research Factor episode overviews the results of a recent study on academic dual credit in BC public post-secondary institutions, and specifically on experiences and performance of academic dual credit students in the British Columbia post-secondary system. So, what is academic dual credit? How are academic dual credit students different from non-dual credit students? I'll tell you all we know. Academic dual credit denotes credit granted at both a secondary school and post-secondary institution for completion of a course or a program. There is a variety of disciplines dual credit courses are offered in. This study, however, only focuses on academic dual credit courses, that is, courses high school students took in the following discipline areas: arts, business, health, science, and technology. Trades programs and courses were out of the scope of this study. We were interested if academic dual credit students attended further post-secondary and with what success. It was possible to track students who were enrolled in a BC high school and also attended BC public colleges, institutes, and universities. During the period 2010-2011 to 2016-2017, there were about 9,300 of students who attended post-secondary prior to their grade 12 graduation date. What were their typical characteristics? The study uncovered that these students typically enrolled in academic dual credit courses in grade 11 and grade 12. More academic dual credit students were female than male. Typically, these students had good grades in high school and tended to have a high GPA grade point average in English 12 course. How many of the 9,300 went into further post-secondary? We learned that out of all academic dual credit students, that is, high school students who were simultaneously enrolled in public post-secondary institutions, 68% went into further BC public post-secondary. 41% of all dual credit students enrolled in an institution that they had taken dual credit courses. Additional 27% of the 9,300 academic dual credit students continued their post-secondary education in a different BC public institution. And the remaining 32% of academic dual credit students who did not enroll may have followed several paths, not necessarily staying away from post-secondary. The Student Transitions Project data that were used for this study only tracks students in public post-secondary institutions. So some students who did not show up in BC public post-secondary may have enrolled in a private or non-BC post-secondary institution. We just don't have a record of them. Still, the majority of academic dual credit students continued into BC public post-secondary. And as the academic dual credit students transitioned to post-secondary, how did they perform there? Do they get higher grades than non-dual credit students? The academic dual credit students did have higher GPA than non-academic dual credit students in year 1 and year 2 of their post-secondary studies. However, it is hard to say whether being a dual credit student is the most important factor by itself. There are better predictors of post-secondary performance, such as the grade in high school English 12 course, gender, and national status, either domestic or international. And a lot of academic dual credit students possess these characteristics. So the results of their performance may reflect factors other than just being a dual credit student. Of the 10,524 students who participated in academic dual credit at BC public post-secondary institutions between 2010-2011 and 2017-2018 academic years, more than a quarter, 22%, completed one or more post-secondary credentials. The majority of these students completed credentials in multiple areas of study during their academic pathway. Besides the option of multiple credentials, The next most common credentials were in business and health programs. For students with one credential, popular options were certificates and diplomas. There were fewer students who obtained a baccalaureate, likely because it takes longer to complete it, and the study time period was not enough to capture many baccalaureate degree completers. Time to completion ranged from 0 to 6 years for academic dual credit students pursuing multiple credentials, which also likely includes some students graduating with a baccalaureate. To complete a diploma took more than 2 times longer, 3.1 years, than a certificate, 1.5 years. It is hard to assess experiences of students without asking the students. This study was no exception. Our big thanks to 4 post-secondary institutions, Thompson Rivers University, Camosun College, North Island College, and Kwantlen Polytechnic University, that participated in this study and administered the survey to their currently enrolled students. The results differed somewhat by institution, but here is an overall summary. In total, 1,066 former academic dual credit students responded to the survey. More than half of respondents, ranging from 56% to 64% for different institutions, indicated that they were studying in a post-secondary program that was related to their academic dual credit courses. The programs that many respondents were enrolled in were arts, sciences, criminology, and business. As a caveat, the respondents' program choice is reflective of the programs offered at participating institutions, but we suspect arts, sciences, and business would be common for many institutions. The student survey respondents appeared to value academic dual credit courses. Most helpful aspects of these courses that they identified were related to being able to experience post-secondary and to get a taste of post-secondary academic rigor. The decision to take academic dual credit courses was influenced by someone at the high school counselor, high school teacher, and another student with academic dual credit experience were most frequently named influencers. How to improve academic dual credit offerings? The most frequent response was a request for more such courses, which may suggest that the overall student's experience with academic dual credit was predominantly positive. And on this positive note, I am going to conclude this summary. I invite anyone who is interested to learn more about this project to check out both the full report and the infographic that are available on the BCCAT website. We'll be happy to hear your comments or questions about this study. And I would like to thank Plaid Consulting for their work on this project. That's it for now. Stay tuned for other issues of the BCCAT Research Factor. Thanks for watching.